Hey friends, how's it going? Today, we're getting ready to winterize our pool. It's gonna be the last nice day of the year here. This will be my first year of actually winterizing a pool. Normally I've had smaller pools that we take down and set up the next year, so this will be a new experience. I ordered a winterizing kit, I'll link down below for you guys. The first thing you gotta do is vacuum out the pool, and right now I've got my Vingley vacuum running. We're gonna let that run for a few hours, get the bottom all cleaned up, and then we're gonna use a skimmer, get everything off the top here. And then I'm gonna start putting in the chemicals that I ordered from Amazon. Once those have circulated, we're gonna let the water out so it's below the skimmer and the drain water filter tube things right there, a couple of inches. And then we'll put a cover on top and strap it down and be ready for winter. So the kit I bought will treat about 10,000 gallons. Our pool is a little over 8,000, so I'm gonna go ahead and use everything that came with it. The first thing we're gonna do is, this comes with a liquid and a powder. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the liquid, and it says to disperse it around the pool while your filter's running. So I'm gonna kind of start at one end and just kind of walk around the pool and add it to the water, just kind of like this. And then once it's all added, it says to let your filter system run for about 3 hours or so. And this stuff we're adding is a liquid winterizer. You can see it controls odors and color, all that stuff. So that's what we're doing here. And you'll see it kind of put some bubbles and stuff in the water there as it's spreading it around. The liquid winterizer has been added. Now we're on to the powder. And the powder says to add directly to your skimmer if you have a skimmer. So we're gonna pour it right into our skimmer. If you don't have a skimmer, it does give you directions on how to mix this with water and add it directly into your pool. And I'm not just dumping it, I'm slowly adding it so that way it has time to kind of pull it through the filter system and get it spread out through the pool at that point. And once you get this all added in finally, it says to let it run for about an hour, and then we'll be on to the next stage of winterizing the pool. So we're gonna let this finish running, then we're gonna come out here and shut it off, and we're gonna get ready to let some of the water out and put a tarp on it for the winter. Okay, so now the liquid's been in there, the powder's in there. I have my vacuum in here still because in order to get the water out, I'm going to honestly do this the easy way, which is going to be to grab this hose here with it still in here, pull it out, and now we are gonna let it drain like that. You gotta make sure you kind of keep the hose in the pool. It's gonna wanna probably all try to come out like this one is. This is a lot faster way to drain the pool. You can see the water coming out down there. Then trying to get the drain plug on the very bottom over there, because we do want to get this down below the skimmer and water inlets for the filter. So this will be actually the easiest and best way to do that. And then put a cover on the tarp and then get the filter ready for winter as well. So you can see the water's now below the drain on here, which is on the outside pool. It's these guys here. The water is now below that level. So I've gone ahead and put a cover on, but I've got a problem. The cover doesn't want to stay in place. Like, seriously, look at that. It's like a hot air balloon trying to take off. This cover has these little tie downs all around it, which are great. And they work good. They tie down on the bottom right there, where that little guy is there. Problem is there's these big gaps in between where there's no string to tie it down. Man, I went online trying to figure out if I was doing something wrong, if there's a certain way to do this. Pictures all show that this is how it's supposed to be and everything, but that dang thing's trying to fly away still. And to be fair, I mean, I'm in the Midwest where there's like nothing to block the wind around. It is just really windy here. So I'm gonna have to get creative and find a way to keep this from flying away this winter. I had some of these clamps in my garage, so I put a couple of them on just to help hold this in place for a little bit. I ordered a bunch of clamps on Amazon, like 20 clamps, so I'm hoping I can put those on here and put them all the way around, and that's gonna help. And I don't know, we'll find out in a few days. Now the next part of the video is gonna be different depending on what kind of filter you have. I have the saltwater sand filter system, so I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect everything. I'm gonna literally just loosen all the hoses, take all of these hoses off, the inlet, the outlet. I'm gonna disconnect the hose that goes between the pump and the filter right here. So I'm gonna take this guy off as well. Don't lose your little gaskets. Very important. Don't lose those. Keep those handy. I'm gonna disconnect the connections for the actual saltwater conversion system. I'm gonna just set those to the side. There's another one here. Get those unhooked. This year, I'm actually gonna empty the sand out of here. I can put new clean sand in it next year. Now, essentially, these are disconnected. I've got my pump now separated from sand filter. Something else I am going to do is I'm going to clean all of these parts. Over time, salt and stuff start to build up on the inside of these, kind of makes it a pain in the butt. So we're going to use some distilled vinegar and soak these things. And as you're disconnecting these, you're going to have water draining out. You want to drain out all of this water from the lines. I might find a cap, disconnect these hoses and put a cap on there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that for sure yet. I haven't really thought, but we want to get as much water out of these lines as possible so it doesn't freeze. And remember, I did hard line the pool drains that go to the pump. So this is all hard lines going all the way around to that soft hose right there, that flexible hose. So we can open that and water is going to come out of there. I'm going to probably have to blow air through there to empty that one line out all the way. The line that goes to the pool from the pump, though, from the filter, all lays along the ground, and I disconnected the line that goes into the pool. So this one, honestly, has got a little bit of water in it, but we'll drain that one out. I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably blow air through those lines to get them as empty as possible. I'm looking at this picture here, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't pull this whole cover as tight as possible to try to make it flat straight across. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I don't know, let me know below. I've never done this before, so I could be doing this all wrong. Now I'm gonna tilt this guy, drain out all the water. When I get all the water out of this pump, I'm gonna store this pump inside so I'm not worried about it freezing, but I still wanna get all the water out of here. Just like on the other side, we're gonna disconnect this part that the element sits in and soak this in some of that distilled white vinegar and clean that as well. Just like that. We'll pull that element out of there. We'll get this all nice and clean and ready for next season. And then this does have a cap I pulled off of this sand filter. Gonna let all of the water drain out, and then it's just a matter of pulling this ring off. I'm gonna pull the top right here off, and then I'm gonna scoop the sand until I can dump this over and dump all the sand out, and then we're gonna put it away for winter. You know, then it's just a matter of dealing with this mess, the whole flappy flap thing. The clamps will be here in a few days. I'll go through, I'll probably do some research, figure out if I need to stretch this out tight and tie it down again, or if it's supposed to be loose, and all the pictures I found show it going kind of down and sitting on the water. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Like, I just don't know. So we'll figure it out. Okay, well, my solution for this year, I ordered some clips off Amazon, little like 4-inch clips, and put those around the pool. And so far they seem to be doing a decent job, but I did find I needed a little bit more water in the pool because there actually needs to be some water on top of this cover to hold it in place. That, along with these clips now all the way around the outside, should take care of that. And there it is. Pool is winterized and ready for next spring when it warms back up, and we'll get everything ready and enjoy the pool next year.